time. And the thing about it, the whole world is watching now. The whole world is watching, so people are beginning to see what we've been saying the entire time is true. The entire time it's been true, man. You know? People are beginning to see what we've been saying the entire time is true. The entire time it's been true, man. You know?
Shalom. All praises, all power, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations and blessings to the Akyam, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth at risk of their own lives toward the four corners of the earth. To the Akwat, listening and learning, sincerity, and the truth in the silence, Shalom. It's your brother Shema from the GMS Toronto camp here in Toronto, here with another lesson, right? And we'll get right into it. The whole world is watching, right? And people, 2/3 of our people, are starting to see the things we've been saying. And these are not our words; these are the words of Yahweh Shem Shai. We're just vessels. But 2/3 of our people are beginning to see what we've been saying starting to happen, starting to come to pass. Right? We saw that soundbite from the elder Kazaka Yella from the Mississippi camp. Right? And that's what gave me the inspiration for this video. Because he said there, the whole world is watching. All right, let's run it again.
You know? People are beginning to see what we've been saying the entire time is true. You've been watching for a long time, you know? To whoever this man is. He's been watching for a long time. And the thing about it, the whole world is watching now. The whole world is watching, so people are beginning to see what we've been saying the entire time is true.
Right. And the elder's channel is Yahweh Shai is coming back. The elder Kazaka Yella out there in GMS, Mississippi. Right, subscribe and be edified. Right, but people, right, this is all prophecy, you know, and 2/3 of our people, you know, they're starting to see these things take place, things that the prophets have been saying. Right, what is it saying? Before they spring forth, I tell you them. Right, the Lord reveals his secrets to his servants, the prophets. As a matter of fact, let's get that verse. That's in Amos 2. Amos 3. The point in 7, read from 6. Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Right, the trumpet. And who's blowing the trumpet? The prophets, the men of the Lord, the 144,000. The 144, the men of the Lord. They're prophesying, right? Blowing the trumpet, whether they hear or forbear. Amos 3 and 6, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai hath not done it? Right, it's all the will of the Lord. Right, the good and the bad. If the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai doesn't sign off on it, it's not happening. Verse 7, surely, here's the point. Surely the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yashai will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. Right, so the Lord reveals his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And then the prophets, the men of the Lord, they run and they go speak. They prophesy, they blow the trumpet. Right, before it spring forth. It's in Isaiah 42. Isaiah 42 and 9, it reads, behold, the former things are come to pass, And new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you of them, right? And how does the Lord warn and speak? Via the mouths of the prophets, right? Ezekiel 33. And the men of the Lord are in the spirit of Yahushai, right? The testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy, right? Yahushai prophesied, right? And the men of the Lord are going to be prophesying in the last days, speaking boldly against this beast system. Revelation 19 and 10. All right, let's get that real quick. It's in Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 1. And it reads, Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness, right? The elect, the men of the Lord on this side, the 144, the prophets. They're standing in great boldness. They're on the highways and byways, prophesying, shaking the hand, pointing the finger. They're doing the video epistles, the video sit downs, right? In great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, right? Before Esau. This couldn't have taken place during the time of Jim Crow, during the time of hardcore slavery under Esau Edom, right? We're still POWs, we're still slaves, but it's a mental slavery now, right? Right? Birth certificates, those are ownership papers. We're still in the hands of the oppressor. But this great work, this miraculous work of prophesying in great boldness against him that afflicted him, this couldn't have taken place during those times. That's how we know these are the times we're in. These times of prophecy, these last days, we're in some beautiful times. Right, where the wicked is being revealed. Wisdom Solomon 5 and 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, right before Esau. Esau's our rulership. Right? We're the trodden down. We're the afflicted. The Israelites, Israel being a people before its place. And made no account of his labors, right? Free labor. Built up Esau's infrastructure, right? Free labor, right? That happened to the tribes, right? Predominantly the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, right? But the northern kingdom was downtrodden and beaten down to powder as well. Right, back in Revelation 19 and 10. And it reads, And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. Right, and this is an angel to John the Revelator. Right? I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship Yahweh. For the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. Right? So the men of the Lord in the last days will be prophesying, shaking the hand, pointing out Esau, Edom, revealing the wicked. Right, but back into the subject matter. Ezekiel 33 and 30 in the NLT. Son of man, your people talk about you in their houses and whisper about you at the doors. Right, and that's 2/3 of our people. Right, they be in the comment boards. Right, they be talking shit. They be scoffing. They come on the comment board platforms. They spew madness. They want to teach on in the comment boards. They say to each other, come on, let's go hear the prophet tell us what the Lord Yahweh is saying, right? In a scoffing manner. You know, they'll watch, they'll laugh, they'll scoff. Look at these men in wearing dresses talking about UFOs. right? They scoff. The Lord's got something coming for 2/3 of our people. Verse 31, so my people come pretending to be sincere and sit before you, right? They'll say shalom, but they're not sincere. They listen to your words, but they have no intention of doing what you say. Their mouths are full of lustful words, and their hearts being mine, seek only after money, right? They're caught up in their lusts. There ain't no money in this. There ain't no money in this game. Where's the money at? Where's your building? Where's your building? Where's the church relief fund? There ain't no money in that. Right? Right. Jake's only motivation is money. Filthy lucre. Verse 32. You are very entertaining to them, like someone who sings love songs with a beautiful voice. Right? And watching our videos is entertainment to them. Approaching us on the highways is entertainment to them. Or plays fine music on an instrument. They hear what you say, but they don't act on it, right? They hear these words are falling on deaf ears. Repent or die is falling on deaf ears. Here's the point, verse 33. But when all these terrible things happen to them, as they certainly will, right? The prophecies, right? The men of the Lord, beginning with our elder apostles on down, have been telling you the time of Jacob's trouble, a time like no other is coming, right? Been telling you the FEMA camps are coming. Been telling you concentration camps are coming. Been telling you troops are going to ravage your households. Look at what the ICE agents are doing right now. Right? And this is only the beginning. Right? Snatching up 5-year-old children out of the hands of their parents. Right? 5-year-old Northern Kingdom children out of the hands of their mothers. Right? This is only the beginning. But when all these terrible things happen to them, as they certainly will, it says here, certainly, right? What does it say in Isaiah 55? Isaiah 55 and 11, it reads, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, right? The words of Yahweh B'Shem El Shai. It shall not return unto me void, right? Void meaning empty, right? It's not going to go back. It's going to fulfill everything written in these scriptures, all these prophecies, they will be fulfilled. But it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it, right? So all the words of Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, the good and the bad, will happen. Thus saith Yahweh B'Shem El Shai. Ezekiel 33 and 33. And it reads, but when all these terrible things happen to them, as they certainly will, then they will know a prophet has been among them, right? And just like what the elder said in the beginning, right? The whole world is watching, right? 2/3 of our people are starting to see the things that we've been saying, right? Happen. Right? 2nd Ezra 15 and 1. Nothing too long. It's straight and to the point. 2nd Ezra 15 and 1. And it reads, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, right? The ears of my people. Who? The Israelites. Israel being a people before it's a place. You so-called indigenous, you so-called Latino, you so-called Negro, and speckled bird. Right? And the men of the Lord are speaking these words. Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem El Shai. Right? Once again, these are the Lord's words. The Lord puts a spirit on the men of the Lord to prophesy. These are his words. The men of the Lord are just vessels. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Right? Scriptures say purified 7 times. That's in Proverbs. Right? These words Psalms 12 and 6. So like I said, Proverbs is Psalms 12 and 6. The words of the Lord Yahweh are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. Right? 7 means completion. Right? The words of the Lord, they're pure, completely pure. NLT, the Lord Yahweh B'Shem El Shai's promises are pure, like silver refined in a furnace, purified 7 times over. Back in 2nd Ezra 15 and 2 once again, and cause it to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee. Right? When 2/3 buck up, scoff, approach you and they're not sincere. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee. Incredulity meaning unbelief. Right? 2/3 of people just ain't gonna get it. They're gonna perish on this side. They're in their lot. Right? So we're not supposed to, we're not to be bothered. 2/3 family members who won't get it, we're not bothered. We keep them moving. Right? In the beginning, when we're young in the truth, when you first come into the truth, that first year and a half, first 2 years, you're on fire, you're full of zeal. You're telling all your family members, right? But once you become more seasoned, right? More seasoned in this truth, you realize you got to keep it moving. It ain't for them. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, right? You scoffers, right? We're not even troubled by your sacrifice of fools, right? Verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, right? You're going to perish on this side, right? You'll come back in the kingdom where you'll be right. But as far as this side, right, you're in your lot. So I pray you're edified. Call Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders and great Muslim and teacher and rule well. Shalom to the elect.